Good morning, Abbots, and welcome to this week's edition of Sounds of the Sixties, that we begin with the first American hit for the Monkees that failed to chart in the UK until after the launch of their TV series Last Train to Clarksville was re-released, following I'm a Believer that had topped the charts.
Take the last train to Clarksville and I'll meet you at the station. You can be here by 4:30, cause I've made your reservation. Don't be slow. No, no, no. No, no, no. Cause I'm leaving in the morning and I must see you again. We'll have one more night together till the morning brings my train and I must go. No, 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 and I don't know if I'm ever coming home. Take the last train to Clarksville, I'll be waiting at the station. We'll have time for coffee, belated kisses, and a bit of conversation. No, 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 no. Take the last train to Clarksville. Now I must hang up the phone. I can't hear you in this noisy railroad station. All alone I'm feeling low. No, no, no. No, no, no. And I don't know if I'm ever coming home. Take the last train to Clarksville and I'll meet you at the station. You can be here by 4:30, cause I've made your reservation. Don't be slow. No, no, no. No, no, no. And I don't know if I'm ever coming home. Take the last train to Clarksville.
A 1966 hit for the Monkees, written by Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart. Requests in this hour will be for records by the Trashmen, Jefferson Airplane, then loosely connected Chuck Berry, the Beatles and Buddy Holly, and finally the Kinks. And the first of those will follow this 1964 top 40 hit by Andy Williams, A Fool Never Learns, that was written by Sonny Curtis of the Crickets, whose list of hits also include More Than I Can Say and I Fought the Law.
A fool never learns to get away, just run away before his heart begins to break. A fool never learns, he'll wait around, just hang around to see how much his heart can take. A fool never learns, some girls' love is just a game, and some girls treat all fools the same. A fool never learns, and I'm gonna do a very foolish thing. I'm gonna stick by you, I'm gonna hang around, wait around, hope she'll love me again someday. They say a broken heart don't mark the end of time, but there are lots of girls who'd love to be just mine. But I don't believe that I could fall in love again, 'cause I just can't remove the pain. A fool never learns, and I'm gonna do a very foolish thing. I'm gonna stick by you, I'm gonna hang around, wait around, hope she'll love me again someday. They say a broken heart don't mark the end of time, but there are lots of girls who'd love to be just mine. But I
Andy Williams bringing us to our first request today that comes from Keith Baker from Estepona on the Costa del Sol, who tells me that he's been a listener to my shows since his teenage days. And he suggested that from time to time some of the tracks we play are rubbish, but he's now asked to hear Surfin' Bird, an American number 4 from 1963 by the Trashmen, that he says is so bad it's actually quite good.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, the bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, don't you know about the bird? Well, everybody knows that the bird is a winner. Well, a bird. Everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when I don't you know about the bird. Well, everybody's talking about the bird. When a bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird.
The group hailed from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and that American hit was based on 2 previous chart singles by the Rivingtons, Papa Umama and The Bird's the Word. They achieved one further US Top 40 success with their follow-up, Bird Dance Beat. We follow that with an artist that Soul magazine journalist John Abbey once described in his column about Tamiko, a stunningly attractive beauty. Little wonder, as the besotted Mr. Abbey ended up marrying Barbara Tamiko Ferguson. She released her first single in 1963 called It's a Sin, and the following year came up with this single, Rhapsody.
When
Tomiko later went on to manage the career of Smokey Robinson. And we're now going to manage the first of two tracks from this week's featured album that reached number 5 on the charts in 1961, titled Tony. The Tony in question is Anthony Newley, whose opening track was the standard Yes We Have No Bananas, sung to the rhythm of the theme music to his television series The Strange World of Gurney Slade.
Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. We've broad beans like bunions. We got cabbages and onions and all kinds of fruit. And say, we have an old-fashioned tomato, a nice Jersey potato. But yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. There's a fruit store on our street. It's run by a Greek, and he has good things to eat, but you should hear him speak. When you ask him anything, now he never answers no. He just yeses you to death, and as he takes your dough, he tells you, yes, we've got no nanas. We've got no nanas today. We got broad beans just like bunions. We got cabbages, we got onions, and all kinds of goodies, yeah. We've got an old-fashioned tomato and a nice fat Jersey potato. But yes, we've got no nanas. We've got no nanas today. Yes, we've got no great big lovely big fat bananas today. We've got no nanas today. We got broad beans just like bunions. We got cabbages, we got onions, and 3 kinds of rhubarb. Oh yeah, we have an old-fashioned tomato and a real life Jersey potato. Yeah, dear, but yes, we've got no nanas. We got broad beans like bunions. We got cabbages and onions. We got pears and cucumbers in unlimited numbers. We've got grapes and tomatoes. We got King Edward potatoes. We've had them since early last May. Yeah, unzip a banana today.
Newley also recorded a song called Bee-Bomb that used the same rhythm as the track we just played, and there'll be more from his album on side 2. But right now, a song written by Mike Hawker and John Schroeder. This was the debut single for Helen Shapiro in 1961, reaching number 3 on the charts, setting her on the road to fame and giving her a few pounds in the bank.
Still go to school. Don't think that I dream childish dreams. I'm nobody's fool. Don't bother me. That makes me wild. And please don't treat me like a child. It's often said that youngsters should be seen and not be heard. But you to realize that is quite absurd. Don't wanna be so meek and mild, so please don't treat me like a child. Gonna be my own advisor, 'cause my mind's my own. Then I will be much the wiser. I'm sure that this is so. God
Recorded at EMI's Abbey Road studios with a 9-piece band when Helen was just 14 years of age. And after an appearance on my television show, Thank You Lucky Stars, the record shot up the charts. Our next request is for Jefferson Airplane's second American top 10 hit, White Rabbit, that Mick White has asked me to play for Derek Timbers, who'll be celebrating his 65th birthday on Monday. He's an avid listener to the show and used to be a mobile DJ around the Cambridgeshire area under the name of DM Roadshow, but hung up his headphones at the beginning of the year. This comes with best wishes from Mick and Sue, Graham and Anne, and his wife, Wendy. Their 1967 album, Surrealistic Pillow, White Rabbit was written by lead singer Grace Slick and inspired by the 1865 fantasy works of Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and sequel Through the Looking Glass. We turn now to a new 30-track CD release from the Jasmine label. From Both Sides, Pat Boone, 1960 to 1962, A's and B's, that also includes 4 bonus songs from his album Great, Great, Great. This, though, is 1,000 Years that was the B-side to his 1961 hit, Moody River.
Although my heart is heavily burdened and my eyes can't hold back the tears, well, I know that in time I will have peace of mind, but it may take 1,000 years, oh, but it may take 1,000 years. Well, you walked out and left me this morning, and you didn't even say goodbye. Well, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't keep my pride, and I broke right down, and I cried. Yes, I broke right down, and I cried. Well, you didn't even give me a reason. Oh, no. Well, you didn't say what I've done wrong. All I know is you're gone, and now I'm alone. Yes, you're gone, and now I'm alone. Well, they say that time heals all heartaches, so I guess I have nothing to fear, 'cause I know that in time I will find peace of mind, but it may take 1,000 years, oh, but it may take 1,000 years.
A song written by American actor and film stuntman Red West, a school friend of Elvis Presley's. And so to this week's Loose Connection that's been concocted by Darryl Jones from Bedworth in Warwickshire, who says he and his wife Heather have been fans of the show for a long time and really enjoy the music. Well, thank you for that, and let's see how the avids get on with your 3 records that will be in order of appearance: No Particular Place to Go, a number 3 hit in 1964 for Chuck Berry. Then from 1969, Come Together from the Beatles' Abbey Road album. And finally, Buddy Holly's 1963 top 10 hit, Wishing.
Riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. I stole a kiss at the turn of a mile. My curiosity running wild, cruising and playing the radio with no particular place to go, riding along in my automobile. I was anxious to tell her the way I feel, so I told her softly and sincere, and she leaned and whispered in my ear, cuddling more and driving slow with no particular place to go. Particular place to go, so we parked way out on the Kokomo. The night was young and the moon was gold, so we both decided to take a stroll. Can you imagine the way I felt? I couldn't unfasten a safety belt, riding along in my calaboose, still trying to get her belt to loose. All the way home I held a grudge for the safety belt that wouldn't budge, cruising and playing the radio with no particular place to go.
Daryl's connection turns out to be the Rolling Stones, as the band's first 3 UK hits were covers of songs by Chuck Berry, Come On, The Beatles, I Want to Be Your Man, and Buddy Holly, Not Fade Away. So well done to all of you who spotted that. And after a spot of Radio 2 promotion, we'll hear from the Stones themselves. Honky Tonk Women, written by Mick and Keith, was number one both here and in America, and was one of the last Stone sessions on which Brian Jones was present, as the single was released the day after his passing. And so to our feature, Bubbling Under USA, and this week a 1967 release by Lee Dorsey, who'd enjoyed hits the previous year with Working in the Coal Mine and Holy Cow. As with his bigger hits, Rain, Rain, Go Away was written and produced by Alan Toussaint, but only managed to bubble at number 105.
Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day. Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day.
Well, it's been raining in my life every day and night. Well, I've been so confused with the blues, I couldn't even eat a bite. But I met me a new little friend, maybe my luck will change.
Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day. Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day. Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day.
It seems that bad luck follows me, it just won't let me be. The sun don't seem to want to shine, and nothing but a misery. But I met me a new little friend, maybe my luck will change.
Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day. Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day. Rain, rain, go away,
Well, it's been storming in my life every day and night. I'm so confused with the blues, I couldn't even eat a bite. But I met me a new little flame, maybe my luck will change.
Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day. Rain, rain, go away, come back some other day.
Lee Dorsey in 1967, the same year that Frankie Valli released his first solo album called Solo, while he was still working with the Four Seasons. In fact, the rest of the group were pictured holding him up on the record sleeve. Exactly 1 year later, he released what was considered his first completely individual album project, Timeless. And with the exception of one song, the entire contents were arranged by the talented longtime Seasons collaborator Charles Calello. This track taken from it, Make the Music Play, was written by Neil Sedaka and Carol Bayer Sager.
Since you're away, I haven't known you, girl, for such a long, long time. And all the love we knew is running through my mind. Come back and make the music play. Come back and make the music play. Trumpets will play the way they did when you were there, and our sweet song of love will echo in the air. Come back and make the music play. Each night I hear you in my dreams, a violin within a sea of green begins to spin a memory. Life revolves about you, I can't go on without you. If tomorrow morning comes, I wanna wake up with you lying by my side. I wanna taste your kiss and know that you are mine. Come back and make the music play. Make the music play.
The final side one request is for a 1966 Kinks hit that was originally released as a non-album single, Dead End Street. The song deals with the poverty and misery found in the poorer end of English society and has been requested by Michael Hanratty from Ferry Hill in County Durham. He tells me that this is a favourite of his, and he remembers a promotional film shot in an 18th century lane in North London, located off Highgate Road in Kentish Town, and featured each member of the band dressed as undertakers. The BBC took exception to the film, claiming it was in bad taste. and refused to screen it.
There's a crack up in the ceiling, and the kitchen sink is leaking. Out of work and got no money, a Sunday joint of bread and honey. What are we living for? Two-room apartment on the second floor. No money coming in. The rent collector's not trying to get in. We are strict second class, and we don't understand why we should be in dead-end street. People are living in dead-end street. I'm gonna die in dead-end street. Dead-end street, yeah. Dead-end street, yeah. On a cold and frosty morning, wipe my eyes and stop me yawning, and my feet are nearly frozen. Boil the tea and put some toast on. What are we living for? Two-room apartment on the second floor. No chance to emigrate. I'm deep in debt and now it's much too late. We both want to work so hard, we can't get the chance. People live in dead-end street. People are dying on dead-end street. We're gonna die on dead-end street. Dead-end street, yeah. Dead-end street, yeah. People live on dead-end street. People are dying on dead-end street. I'm gonna die on dead-end street. Dead-end street, yeah. Dead-end street, yeah. Dead-end street, yeah. Head to my feet, yeah. Dead-end street, dead-end street, dead-end street. How you feel? How you feel? Dead-end street, dead-end street.
A UK number 5 for the Kinks in 1965, bringing us to a track by Mitty Collier, who, after winning a talent contest, with the prize being an appearance on a live stage show in Chicago, headlined by B.B. King and Etta James, her appearance led to a recording contract with Chess Records in 1960. After several unsuccessful singles, she finally broke through into the American Hot 100 in 1964 with I Had a Talk with My Man, reaching number 41. The following year, No Faith, No Love and Sharing You just scraped in the bottom of the charts, setting the template for the remainder of her days at Chess, for which she would release a new single every 6 months. Then, in October 1967, she recorded 4 songs with new producer Maurice Dollison, out of which Get Out was only one of the 2 that were ever released.
Giving other women what I thought was all mine. never come back again. Come back again. I don't wanna see you no more. Don't you never, never, never come back again. One more time, I said don't never, never, never come back again. Never, never, never come back.
Just before we break for the latest Radio 2 news summary, we have an instrumental by the Les Reed Combo called Mishka from his album Cool Dudes. Les was asked to record some orchestral albums to compete with other conductors such as Mantovani, Percy Faith and James Last, and in the ensuing years produced many albums of this genre, but having a penchant for jazz, soul and rock, he created the Les Reed Combo in 1965, leading to many bookings on the BBC. After the news, it'll be side 2 of Sound of the 60s, online, on digital radio, and on 88 to 91 FM. This is Brian Matthew with side 2 of Sound of the 60s that begins with a song written by future 10cc member Graham Gouldman, For Your Love, that gave the Yardbirds their first and biggest American hit, though they almost didn't get to record it. Gouldman had written it for his own group, the Mockingbirds, and recorded a demo that was turned down by EMI.
For your love, for your love, for your love,
I'd give you everything and more, and that's for sure.
for your love,
I'd bring you diamond rings and things right to your door.
for your love,
To thrill you with delight, I'd give you diamonds bright. There'll be days that will excite and make you dream of me at night.
for your
For your love, I would give the stars above. For your love, I would give you all I could.
For your love, for your love, for your love,
I'd give the moon if it were mine to give.
for your love,
I'd give the stars and the sun before I live.
for your love,
To thrill you with delight, I'd give you diamonds bright. There'll be days that will excite, make you dream of me at night.
for your love, for your love, for your
An American and UK top 5 hit for the Yardbirds in 1965, with a song that would appear to have been rejected by both Herman's Hermits and the Animals. Requests still to come in this hour will be for records by Brian Paul and the Tremolos, Neil Sedaka, then 3 in a row from Love, Spirit and Sharon Tandy, and finally The Nice. The first of those will follow a 1969 release by Eddie Hardin and Peter York, both of whom had previously been part of a later version of the Spencer Davis Group. Their records were hugely successful in Europe, and especially in Germany, where they became big stars. This is Tomorrow Today, that they recorded as Hardin York.
Yesterday's milk is sour, today's sugar is sweet. Tomorrow's light is as dark as hell, I better take it while I'm still on my feet. The Holy Ghost tomorrow's standing, she's knocking on my front door, and I can't seem to make it out if it's for me anymore. Hey, turn around, take a look at yourself, you can't see tomorrow today. Hey, turn around, take a look at yourself, you wanna get it but you don't wanna pay. Some nights you realize how empty they can be. When you're falling so far, how deep can you see?
Hardin York, bringing us to the first request on side 2, and it comes from Patrick Hughes from Limehouse in East London, who's asked me to play a record by Brian Poole and the Tremolos for his long-suffering other half, Lorraine Sleeth, as on Wednesday it'll be the 11th anniversary of the night they first met outside Purley train station and went for a meal in a pizza restaurant following several chats on an internet dating site. Patrick says the night they met he knew Lorraine was his someone.
Someone loves you. Someone loves you. Someone who really loves you. When someone really loves you, that's when your life begins. Once I was loved by no one depended on me. I thought that I was truly happy, but oh, how wrong can you be? Someone loves you. Someone loves you. Someone who really loves you. When someone really loves you, that's when your life begins. A heart can be easily broken. A heart can even stand still. A heart can be easily broken, but I know that mine never will. Once all the stars were shining, now it's so easy to see. Once all the stars were shining, but now they're shining for me. Someone loves you. Someone loves you. Someone who really loves you. When someone really loves you, that's when your life begins. That's when your life begins. That's when your life begins.
The fourth and penultimate single to make the top 10, whilst Brian Poole was still the lead singer with the Tremolos, bringing us to the second track from this week's featured album, Tony, a bestseller from Anthony Newley, with a song written by French-Caribbean singer and composer Henri Salvador, Who Can Say?
Who can say what's right or wrong? On whose lips my lips belong? When a lover plays upon your heartstrings, nobody else hears the song. Who can say what's good or bad? What is sane and what is mad? When a soft caress demands a yes, what do you do? And who can say but you? Who can know the fire's hidden, fire smoldering down below, or the very kiss forbidden that can set a heart aglow? Who can laugh at youthful schemes? What has age to do with dreams? When you find the love you place above the earth and sky, then who can say? Who can know the fire's hidden, fire smoldering down below, or the very kiss forbidden that can set a heart aglow? Who can laugh at youthful schemes and tell me what has age to do with dreams? When you find the one you place above the earth and sky, then who can say, yes, who can say goodbye?
A 1961 LP track from Anthony Newley. And we'll have another featured album next week, but right now we turn to a new 26-track double CD from the Jasmine label by blues exponent Elmore James and his Broom Dusters under the title of Slide Order of the Blues, the singles 1952 to 1962. The track we've selected features Johnny Jones on piano, Homesick James on bass, and either Henry Sneaky Joe Harris or Oddie Payne on drums. This is The Sun is Shining.
The sun is shining, although it's raining in my heart. The sun is shining, although it's raining in my heart.
That 1960 recording by Elmore James leads us to a song written by the Shadows when they were asked to come up with something to depict a day in the country for the 1966 London Palladium pantomime Cinderella. Cliff and the Shadows made 2 attempts at recording In the Country. At first they were unhappy with the outcome, but returned to the studio 5 days later and completed it on the 4th and final take.
You're living gets a bit too much to bear, and you need someone to lean on. When you look, there's no one there. You're gonna find me out in the country. You're gonna find me way out in the country. Where the air is good, the day is fine, and the pretty girl has a hand in mine. The silver stream is a poor man's wine. In the country, in the country. If you're walking in the city and you're feeling rather small, and the people on the sidewalk seem to form a solid wall, you're gonna find me out in the country. You're gonna find me out in the country, where the air is good and the day is fine, and the pretty girl has a hand in mine. The silver stream is a poor man's wine. In the country, in the country. Hurry, 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 for the time is slipping by. You don't need a ticket, it belongs to you and I. Come on and join me, hey, out in the country. Where the air is good and the day is fine, and the pretty girl has a hand in mine, and the silver stream is a poor man's wine. In the country, in the country. Ba, 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 ba.
A number 6 hit for Cliff and the Shadows in 1966. 5 years earlier, Miriam Johnson, who would soon become the wife of Duane Eddy, issued her version of the 1920s standard Lonesome Road on Jamie, the label that released her future husband's records. Duane had recorded the song himself 2 years earlier for his album Have Twangy Guitar, Will Treble, and it was his rhythm track that provided the basis for the future Mrs. Eddy's recording.
Look down that lonesome road before you travel on. Look up and seek your maker before Gabriel blows his horn.
Released in the UK on the London label in 1961, Miriam Johnson, who divorced Eddie in 1968, later married Waylon Jennings, and then reinvented herself as country singer Jessie Coulter. Our next request is for Neil Sedaka's 1962 hit King of Clowns, that just managed to chart place at number 23 and has been asked for by the perfectly named Trevor Elvis of Four Oaks in Sutton Coldfield, who tells me that today he's celebrating his 70th birthday. So many congratulations. And you've asked me to be remembered to anyone who knew you from your years at Moore Lane School in Erdington and Ansell's Brewery at Aston Cross.
Here I come, the king of clowns, as I hide behind a smile and paint the town. Though I cry, since you're gone, you'll never know, because the show must go on. I've been sad, I've been blue, ever since the day that you found someone new. I pretend, but you can't tell. With my broken heart I play my part so well. Step aside, here I come, the king of clowns, as I hide the lonely teardrops that come down. I make believe with a smile, but the king of clowns is crying all the while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo, sha-la-la-la-la-la-lo, here comes the king of clowns. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-lo, sha-la-la-la-la-la-lo, here comes the king of clowns. There are tears you'll never see. No, you'll never see my tears and pity me. Though I'm hurt, still I'm proud, always laughing as I walk among the crowd. Step aside, here I come, the king of clowns, as I hide the lonely teardrops that come down. I make believe with a smile, but the king of clowns is crying all the while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo, sha-la-la-la-la-la-lo, here comes the king of clowns. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-lo, sha-la-la-la-la-la-lo, here comes the king of clowns.
From a lesser-known hit by Neil Sedaka to a very well-known Bob Dylan song that became the first hit for Manfred Mann following the departure of Paul Jones as their lead singer. And Just Like a Woman featured Mike Darbo and became their first release for their new record label, Fontana, reaching number 10 in 1966. Dylan first recorded that song on his Blonde on Blonde album and apparently wrote part of it in the recording studio, initially improvising gibberish words until he finally came up with the completed lyric. Our 3 in a row selection this week has been chosen by Alan Big Al Jeffrey from Newcastle upon Tyne for himself and his partner Joe, as today is his 65th birthday. He says he loves the show and it brings back memories of watching bands at Newcastle City Hall and the Mayfair Ballroom, as well as Sunderland Locarno. Alan's trio of tracks are Willow Tree by Love, followed by Dark-Eyed Woman by Spirit, both from 1969, and finally from 1968, Daughter of the Sun by Sharon Tandy. Three in a row as selected today by Alan Big Al Jeffrey. And after another spot of Radio 2 promotion, we'll hear a 1964 hit by Martha and the Vandellas.
My name is Mark Radcliffe. I was asked to say a few words to encourage you to apply for our Young Folk Award, but I've been busy rethatching my model village of Widdicombe in the Moor. So, here's Folk Singer of the Year 2014 and one-time nominee Bella Hardy.
When I applied for the award, I was pretty rough around the edges. Now it's 12 years later, and I've realised that there's a beauty in that. Part of being an artist is sharing that honesty, I think. Whether you get on stage with a laptop and loop pedals, or you play the solo pipes, you can enter the Young Folk Award.
Deadline for applications is the 30th of November.
Dancing in the Street was written by Marvin Gaye, Ivy Joe Hunter and William Mickey Stevenson, who, whilst married to Kim Weston, conceived the song in his attic. Kim has always claimed she let a good song go from right under her nose. Marvin first sang the song to Martha Reeves as a romantic ballad, but she insisted it should be recorded as an up-tempo track. We turn now to a solo release by Wayne Fontana, who in 1965 took the decision to leave the Mindbenders to pursue a solo career. The following year, he made the top 20 with the Jackie Edwards composition Come On Home. Looking for a follow-up, he settled on Goodbye Bluebird, a song written by Buddy Kay and Bob Halley that suited his voice, but unfortunately not the pockets of the record-buying public, as it only managed to make it to number 49.
blow. You must go like my love has gone to warmer lips, warmer arms to hold. That's what can happen sometimes, bluebird, when love grows cold. Goodbye, bluebird, come by another day. If I'm gone, just go on your way like my love. Look what happens sometimes, bluebird, when love grows cold. Goodbye, bluebird, come by another day. If I'm gone, you just go on your way. Don't look for me, bluebird. I don't know where I'll be.
Wayne Fontana, who achieved one further hit but became his biggest seller as a solo performer, Pamela, Pamela. And so to our feature label's first release. And this week it's the independent Beacon label, founded in 1968 by Milton Samuel, with the intention of releasing rare groove singles from America aimed at the Northern Soul market, with a little reggae thrown in for good measure and a few UK productions in order to build his own roster of acts. His first release was by the Showstoppers, who hailed from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and were two sets of brothers, Earl and Timmy Smith, and Laddie and Alec Burke. Ain't Nothing But a House Party carried the catalogue number of 3-100 and reached number 11 on our charts in 1968.
What's happening? You gonna go to the party? What ain't nothing but a house? Now they're dancing on the ceiling, they're dancing on the floor. Oh, baby, wake up and through the door. They know it's a party going on. Gonna dance and romance all night long. I know it's cold outside. Come on in, I'll keep you satisfied. All you gotta do, all
Milton unfortunately succumbed to a false offer of a major distribution deal, and more tragically to his taste for white rum that partly led to his death through liver failure at the age of 44. Our final request today comes from Colin Hill from Weston-super-Mare, who says this programme cheers him up on his way to work on a Saturday, and has asked if I could play something psychedelic by The Nice. He goes on to say his favourite track is Flower King of the Flies from their 1967 debut album, The Thoughts of Emilis Doudjak. So let's give it a listen.
On a cloud by saffron line, the flower king of flies, and the children all in white have gathered here tonight. Let the dance of love begin, let the temple maidens sing a song that's sung in time to a gong and bell sublime.
The Nice, featuring Keith Emerson on keyboards. Don't forget that the track listings for today's Sounds of the 60s are now available on the Radio 2 website at bbc.co.uk/radio2, and follow the link to our page. We're ending today with Mark Winter's second release on Pi after his departure from Decca, following in the footsteps of Venus in Blue Jeans. His 1962 cover of Steve Lawrence's American hit Go Away Little Girl reached number 6 on our charts.
Go away, little girl. Go away, little girl. I'm not supposed to be alone with you. Oh, I know that your lips are sweet, but our lips must never meet. I belong to someone else, and I must be true. Oh, go away, little girl. Go away, little girl. It's that you delay. When you are near me like this, you're much too hard to resist. So go away, little girl, before I beg you to stay. Oh, go away, little girl, please don't stay, little girl. It's hurting me more each minute that you delay. When you are near me like this, you're much too hard to resist. So go away, little girl, you won't get your way, little girl. Oh, go away, little girl, before I beg you to stay. Please go away, little girl.
Mark Winter with a Goffin and King song, bringing us to the end of another edition of Sound of the 60s, compiled and directed by Phil the Collector Swern as a unique production for Radio 2. This is BBC Radio 2, online, on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM.